Hello, KARD. It's so good to see you guys. It's been a while. Thank you for coming to e.L.e. magazine.
What up, Jeff? Thank you for having us.
Hi, Jeff.
Yes, I want to say first off, it's so great to see you guys. It's been maybe 2 years since maybe we saw each other last. But I just want to know, how have you guys been doing? And how have you been doing throughout these times?
Oh, we've been pretty good. We've been preparing for comebacks. We had, I think, 4 comebacks since the last time we met. And we just had our recent comeback, Gunshot. And, COVID is still huge, so we're doing our best to try to stay indoors and keep our masks on, taking all the procedures we can.
Great. Cool. And, I want to say congratulations on the single album, Way with Words. I really enjoyed it. I thought you guys did an awesome job with it. And now that the promotions have finished, how are you guys feeling about this comeback and how you performed?
저희가 레드문 이후로 코로나 바이러스가 시작돼서 지금 2번째로 팬분들과 만나뵙지 못하고 이렇게 진행을 했는데요. 아무래도 팬분들 만나뵐 수 없다는 사실에 굉장히 좀 실감도 안 나고 속상했지만 새로운 모습, 새로운 음악, 새로운 무대를 보여주기 위해서 최선을 다했고요. 성공적으로 마쳤다고 생각합니다.
Nice. Good. I think you guys did a great job. And I think the most striking aspect about this comeback to me was just how dark it was. You guys have done a couple darker concepts like You and Me or Red Moon, but this one felt like a new level. How did KARD evolve to get to this place?
I think out of all the comebacks that we've had so far, Gunshot and this whole album just required, I think, the biggest evolution of KARD. And I feel like the biggest aspect that made it dark had to be the acting and the storyline. It had a deeper meaning behind it, and it came from a place of pain. So I feel like all members did very well expressing that on and off camera in the studio as well. So yeah, that had to be the biggest evolution for me, I would have to say.
But yes, I wanted to ask too, because, can you explain a bit more about, you said you had to go to a place of pain. Can you talk about that a bit more? I think that's really interesting.
Gunshot is, the song pertains to verbal violence, verbal abuse. And I feel like we're in a day and age right now, especially because of COVID, a lot more people are more on their phones, on their computers, more things are, SNS is very accessible to everyone right now. So, as easy it is to spread positivity, it is easy to spread negativity, and there are a lot of malicious comments going on right now. And I feel like it's not only just for artists, but just everyone in general that is part of the digital world. We wanted to create a little bit of awareness about what malicious comments can do and how it can affect one another.
Nice. I love that. Thanks for explaining it. And BM and Jseph, you guys contributed a lot to the album with lyrics and production and arrangements. How do you guys express KARD musically these days? And how is KARD expressing themselves through music? You guys, this is very much different from the tropical sounds we heard in your earlier work.
I feel like we, for a very long time, we didn't want to be labeled as just a group that just does the tropical sound. So I think we hit a point where we started to feel like we need to get more experimental with our music sound. And apart from that, it's always important, especially at a day and age now, I feel personally, to have a deeper message behind it. And I think all members would agree, just by looking at how hard they worked on the song and how hard they did their acting on camera, that it's very important to have that instilled inside the song. So yeah, I think it's different every time. It's a very interesting evolution, like we talked about earlier, but I think it's gonna be different every time from now on. Yeah.
Ooh. Is that a hint for the future?
Maybe.
Okay. Great. And you know, like you said, this concept of gun shop, it's very striking. It definitely has that darker, painful element to it. But the theme of this magazine is about love, and I want to change the idea on you a little bit and ask what words you've heard from someone, maybe a fan, maybe a family member, a loved one, that were so nice or just lovely that it felt like a gunshot to your heart.
저는 어떤 책 문구를 봤는데 제목이었는데 훗날 내 청춘을 떠올리면 네가 가장 먼저 생각날 거야라는 그런 문구가 있었는데 그게 팬분들이 저희를 봤을 때도 그렇고 저희가 팬분들을 봤을 때 아니면은 가족분들이 뭐 생각하시는 분들도 있을 거고 아니면 사랑하는 분들도 있을 거고 친구도 있을 거고 되게 많은 사람을 되게 떠올리게 하더라고요. 그래서 그 문구가 몇 년 전에 봤는데도 되게 명확하게 기억이 남는 문구예요.
저는요, 제가 이제 들었던 말이 아닌 제가 이제 SNS에 올렸던 그 글 중에 저는 제 스스로가 만족스러웠던 그 글이 있는데 제가 썼던 거. 여전히 우리의 청춘은 뜨겁고 펼쳐질 앞날의 희망을 녹인다. 어찌됐건 우리의 포부를 담은 그런 어떤 조금은 중2병 같은 그런 조금 멘트를 좀 하긴 했지만 근데 그게 되게 내가 생각하고 이렇게 써놓고도 되게 감명을 너무 받아가지고 나중에 가사로 쓰고 싶다 약간 이렇게 생각을 했어요.
Got it. Awesome. You know, I want to ask too, there's another song on the album, there was Hold On, which I feel like is a message from KARD to Jseph, because Jseph just announced some big news this week. And to me, it felt like it might be a message to Jseph or that you guys will hold on to him. Can you guys explain that song a little bit more?
일단 그 글을 보고 일단 오빠는 전체적인 그 카드의 일정을 홀드온 시켜야 된다는 그런 글이었는데 항상 그냥 저희가 떨어져 있잖아요. 이제 그러니까 그냥 건강하게 좀 잘 걱정하지 말고 있었으면 좋겠다라는 말을 해주고 싶습니다.
Yeah, so the song is about it's pretty much about someone who's gonna leave for a little bit because of an inevitable reason. And yeah, it does pertain to Jseph now enlisting into the army. And yeah, it's pretty much a message saying, you know, everything's gonna stay the same while you're gone. We kind of put that, our feelings in that aspect when we were writing the song.
I'm so sorry, guys.
No worries.
But I wanted to say, you know, thank you guys for, you know, being so personal in your music. I know I appreciate it. I know fans appreciate it. So it's really great to get these stories and hear your guys' perspective. Yes. And, you know, KARD is a group that you guys always did a lot of tourings. Many fans want to see you, whether that's Brazil, US, Europe. You guys are always all over the place. Of course, 2020 has changed a lot of things, including this latest album. So I really do think it's a major triumph that you guys got a whole album out. But can you share what's been going on behind the scenes? What came together for you guys to have this successful promotion? You guys have talked about, I've just been seeing on SNS and your social media, just the different ways COVID-19 has been affecting many things around you.
I mean, all in all, I feel like behind the scenes, it was a lot less to look forward to this time around because Red Moon included. I mean, the biggest thing for us as performers and as artists, when the biggest feeling of a reward comes from when we perform and we, you know, exchange that energy with fans. And since that wasn't a possibility, it took away so much of the fun and light from what we do, you know, as a job. So it wasn't, you know, it wasn't rough, but it could have been much better if we could see the fans face to face. But we still did have our other little events, such as fan signs, you know, just trying to be more communicative with our fans because that wasn't possible. But yeah, all in all, I'd say behind the scenes, it was a lot like that.
Careless words, trying to drive a wedge between us. Lonely mornings, secret codes. I just gave up keeping this cold. Slander.
Okay. Amazing. Well, thank you guys for this first part of the interview. We're going to move on to the time now KARD Loves Everyone, where you guys get to share the ways you guys are spreading love around the world. And you talked about it a little bit so far, but what are those unique ways you've been able to keep in touch with fans and communicate with them if you haven't been able to see them in person like you usually can?
온라인 콘서트도 저희가 8월 달에 했었었고요. 또 브이라이브나 SNS, 유튜브 이런 걸를 통해서 많이 다양한 모습들이랑 소통을 하려고 굉장히 노력하고 있습니다.
Yeah. Somin, how has YouTube been for you?
네, 너무너무 재미있고요. 뭔가 새로운 컨텐츠를 찍을 때마다 어떻게 하면 좀 더 재밌고 편안하게 보실 수 있을까라는 생각을 하면서 찍고 있고, 그리고 또 댓글 같은 것도 많이 보면 많이 응원해 주시고 사랑해 주시는 팬분들이 계시기 때문에 더 그 에너지를 받고 열심히 할 수 있는 것 같아요.
Jiwoo, I wanted to ask too about your experience on Good Girls and how you got to show a different side of yourself, and how was it meeting all those new people?
처음 프로그램인데도 불구하고 많은 경험을 할 수 있고 많이 배울 수 있게 되어서 또 많은 팬분들도 생겼고, 그래서 너무 감사하게 생각하고, 또 그런 좋은 취지를 가지고 있는 프로그램에 또 나가게 된다면 좋을 것 같습니다.
Yeah. It was so cool to see you do that. I was rooting for you. You did good. Yes. And I wanted to ask too, because the KARD members, you guys showed your support for Black Lives Matter movement, something we highlighted actually in the first issue of E.L.e. magazine. And BM, you had some really strong words that you shared, how Black culture helped you find confidence and character. I fell in love with hip-hop and R&B from a very young age. It gave me character and confidence. Jiwoo, I really love that you shared that story in Korean on your Instagram story too. It was really, really beautiful what you guys did. Can you speak a bit more about why it was important for you guys to talk and speak out at that time?
I feel like this movement, it exploded because of how viral the death of George Floyd went. And, he's not the only victim. There are countless other victims. And I was, me personally, being heavily influenced by Black culture, Black rappers, Black R&B artists, I felt like it was almost a responsibility and for me to share that and to let people know, because I still tell people every day, being from L.A., I have Black friends, I have, Black people around me all the time, in the dance community, and just seeing, from watching that video and to be getting myself more educated on the subject, it's heartbreaking, and racism is just a form of hate and should not exist to that level where, people have to have their lives taken from them. So I think it's a point that I feel is strongly about, that should really, really be, people should have it in their awareness for sure. Yeah.
Great. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And I'm sure many fans appreciate it. BM, I also wanted to specifically ask you, I was so happy to see the Big Titty Gang not only launch your merchandise, but, you also made sure to donate to breast cancer research. That could have easily just been something that stayed as an inside joke between you and fans, but you really did take it to that next level. And I'm curious why it was important for you, in your own words, to take it to that charity level as well.
So in our LA show, we had a fan that stayed afterwards, and being that it was October at the time, it was National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So being the leader of the Big Titty Gang, I felt like, it had to be talked about. So I said, anyone that's going through breast cancer, has loved ones going through breast cancer. My heart goes out to you, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so I wanted to, address it. And at the end of the show, we had a fan who was very moved by that.
Well, let me just say again, thank you for using your guys' platforms for good. I really do appreciate that. I know so many around the world appreciate that. So just thank you. And I think it's a perfect message for what we're trying to do at E.L.e. as well. Yeah. And, as KARD moves forward in your careers, what next steps do you guys wish to take, whether as a group, as individuals? Are there any bucket list items you have? BM, we hear you might be preparing a solo album. Are other of you guys releasing solo music anytime soon? What does the future look like?
저 역시도 언젠가는 저만의 목소리, 저만의 퍼포로 앨범을 나오면 너무너무 좋겠고요. 지금은 일단 카드로서 열심히 하고 있지만 나중에 기회가 된다면 저도 솔로 앨범을 통해서 또 저만의 무대를 보여드리는 것도 좋은 기회이고 또 저한테 되게 큰 발전이 되지 않을까 싶습니다.
Good, good, good.
I think initially the biggest goal for now is being that Jseph will be enlisted to keep KARD's name up there, if not bring it more up there, so that when he's back and we come out as a 4 again, it's just going to be another big boom.
And 2020 has been a difficult year. Are there any words or messages you guys would like to share with international fans around the world right now?
First, to everyone who's struggling because of the virus itself, stay indoors as much as you can. If you have caught it, unfortunately, I pray and hope that you do overcome it. And if I feel like Corona isn't the only issue. The fact that Corona is alive makes everyone stay inside, so everyone gets what they call the Corona blues, or you get a little bit lonely and depressed. I feel like something that could help with that is a lot of sunlight and a lot of physical activities. I feel like that'll keep your morale a little bit more up and help you have more energy. Yeah, I posted a video recently of a home workout that you could do if you're looking for a home workout, and yeah, just for everyone to stay happy and positive and safe.
Yeah, and Jseph, I would like to ask you if you would like to share a message to fans on video, if it's not too personal. Just as you're preparing for this next step, if there's anything that you'd like to share and let fans know.
일단 잠깐의 이런 홀드온, 이런 잠깐의 이별이지만 그래도 사실 이별은 쉽지 않잖아요. 그래서 저 역시도 팬분들과 그리고 우리 이제 멤버들과 회사, 내가 살아왔던 이 서울을 잠시 동안 떠난다는 게 너무 아쉽고 속상하고 하지만 그래도 대한민국 남자로서 의무로 다하고 왔을 때 그 자랑스러운 모습으로 다시 한번 여러분들께 이제 다가갈 거 생각하니까 조금은 이제 그 생각으로는 이제 설레는 요즘이기도 하고요. 그래도 두렵지만 달라질 환경이 두렵지만 지금까지 여러분들께서 보내주신 사랑, 놀라운 기운, 그거 안고 들어가니까 그걸 생각해서 잘 이겨낼 수 있을 것 같아요. 충분히 성실하게 의무로 다할 수 있을 것 같고 몸 건강하게 돌아올 테니까 여러분들도 걱정 많이 안 하셔도 될 것 같습니다. 충성.
Good, 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 good. And as a final farewell, I was wondering if the other members could maybe share something on camera, if it's not too personal, that they've never shared with Jseph, but they want to share now.
사실 저희가 오빠가 아니어서 정말 오빠의 마음과 생각을 100% 이해할 수도 없고 잘 모르지만 어떤 말을 해야지, 어떤 말을 해도 사실은 위로가 되거나 힘이 될 수 있는지 모르겠어요. 근데 저희는 항상 기다리고 있고 오빠가 없다고 해서 이 자리에 잠깐 없다고 해서 카드가 없어지는 것도 아니니까 이 자리만을 잘 유지는 하고 있어야겠다라고 생각을 가장 잘 하고 있고요. 언제든지 힘들 때 이제 연락 더 할 수 있으니까 자주 그냥 연락했으면 좋겠다고 말하고 싶어요. 면회 자주 갈게.
그게 필요했어.
데뷔를 하고 나서부터 이제 오빠는 계속 그게 신경 쓰이고 걱정이 돼가지고 혼자 좀 끙끙 앓았었을 것 같은데 이제 겉으로는 괜찮은 척을 하더라고요. 근데 오히려 그게 좀 마음이 아팠고 열심히 달려오다 보니까 이렇게 시간이 빨리 흘러서 곧 이제 입대하는 날까지 왔는데 진짜 벌써 이제 입대한다고라는 게 좀 믿겨지지 않는 것 같고 오빠가 가서 근데 오빠 성격상 좀 거기 계신 분들이랑 좀 이렇게 잘 지낼 것 같아서 그렇게 크게 걱정은 안 되지만 그래도 걱정은 되고요. 밥도 잘 챙겨 먹고 건강도 챙기면서 아프지 않게 지냈으면 좋겠어요.
Do you ever see like those moments where rappers kind of disappear for a couple years and when they come back they become like legends? I feel like I'm gonna try to make it a responsibility to kind of let that be as possible as it can be when he comes back.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. If I can ask for one more thing, can we do a FaceTime selfie?
Let's do
I'll
it.
take a picture on my
오케이.
on my laptop. So come closer. Because you guys are still blurry to me. All right.
여기 봐요.
Yeah.
요거구나. 뭐야? 나 계속 이거 보고 있어.
아니 맞는데 이거는 지금 끝.
그런
Yes, I'm going to take it with my camera. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, Jiwoo.
안녕하세요, KARD 카드입니다. 네, 오늘 제프 벤저민 굉장히 유명하고 K-팝을 많이 알리는 기자분이랑 같이 오늘 인터뷰를 하게 되었는데 굉장히 예전부터 많이 봐왔는데 또 되게 오랜만에 오늘
2년
봤잖아요.
만이죠?
네,
그죠?
맞아요.
네.
얼굴 보고 인터뷰를 할 수 있었으면 더 좋았을 텐데 코로나 바이러스 때문에 그렇지 못해서 너무 아쉽고요. 그치만 이렇게 영상 통화로라도 인터뷰를 해서 너무너무 좋은 시간이었고 항상 응원해줘서 고맙고 뉴욕에서도 항상 건강하게 있었으면 좋겠습니다.
그럼 지금까지 KARD
카드였습니다. 감사합니다.